Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexis and let's get into this week's video. I just made a Hobby Lobby run and I got some new yarn for my next project. So let's get into it. So my idea is I want to make a granny square pumpkin cardigan because apparently it's fall now, but I live in Florida, so will I ever get a chance to wear this? We'll see, but hopefully it's cute anyways, because I actually got a pair of like corduroy overalls that kind of like made me want to make this because they're like black, and I thought a white like fall cardigan would look really cute. So that's why we are here today. So I got these two colors in Yarn Bee. This is this one, Pearl Spun in the color Pearl. And then this one is Fundamental Cotton in the color Coffee. And then this one I got in I Love This Yarn. Oh my god. In Desert Glaze. So I found a granny square pattern on Pinterest, I think, that I'm gonna try and use to like modify to look like a pumpkin. So I'm gonna do one test square off camera, and then if it looks good and I like it, I'll come back and I'll give you guys like a full rundown of how I do it. I'll see you then. Hi guys. This is really sideways. Okay. So I guess somehow I like lost footage, or I accidentally didn't record or something. So I kind of need to recap a little bit. I think I left off saying that I was going to make like some pumpkin granny squares based off of a pattern I had on like saved on Pinterest, and I was gonna kind of rework it. That did not happen. I actually ended up, I had to make my own pattern, and it took a while, but this was the end result. And so I actually ended up making a tutorial on how to do it, and I posted that a while ago, and it's doing really good, and I really appreciate that. So it was a pretty long video. It was about 40 minutes. So I'm not gonna put it in this video, but if you do want to see like exactly how I made mine, you can go to my channel and watch it there. It is a longer video, but it's step by step, like a beginner could do it, I promise you. So if you think these are cute, go check that out. Another thing, I was going to do like the whole cardigan just white and orange, so just white granny squares everywhere with some pumpkin granny squares. But in my mind, for some reason, I was like, it's just too much. So I wanted to make like maybe a brown or something to go with it. So I bought this yarn, but it just ended up being too thick, so it didn't end up being the same size as my white granny squares. So I ended up buying a different yarn that I do still have the footage for, and I do show it to you guys. So I ended up with these tan granny squares. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to bridge that little gap there. So I might throw in some footage of me making my pumpkin granny squares just so you guys can see what I'm doing. But I think the next step in this video is just gonna be me making a bunch of my white granny squares. So yeah, I just wanted to patch that hole. I don't know where all my footage went, but I remember filming it. I swear I remember filming it. for an update. Let me grab all my stuff. So I officially have 14 pumpkin granny squares. And I have 20 of these, but I didn't work out what I needed of each color until after I did these. So I actually only need 15. And I went out and got a new color because if you remember, I was gonna do brown, but the yarn I got was just too thick and the sizes weren't matching up. So I went out and I wanted to try and get the same type of yarn as this, but in a different color. They had a brown there, but it just felt way too like bright, as opposed to this one was kind of, you know, like a little fall, like monotone. So I got tan instead. So I'm just hoping that it's like enough of like a little like contrast between the whites that it won't be like just too much white like all right next to each other. But I don't know. So this one is also in the pearl spun, but it's the color Pale Taupe. Also Yarn Bee, also Hobby Lobby. So I need 29 of these ones. And I only got 2 balls of this, I think, because that's what was available. So here's hoping that 2 balls of this will be enough. But yeah, I guess I'm just going to put my headphones in, which are conveniently downstairs, so maybe not, and like watch some TV or something. And just make a buttload of these guys. And it's gonna be in the same style as this. So yeah. And then don't forget, if you'd like to see how I made these, which I got my other video. But oh man, this is gonna be a lot. Okay, bye. Okay, it's the next day. I made 14 of these yesterday, and that took a ball and like a little bit of a second one. So I'm going to need to go get another ball at some point, but it's Sunday, so Hobby Lobby is closed. So I'm just gonna keep using up this one that I have, and I'll see how far that gets me. I'm guessing probably about 24, hopefully. Yeah. That's pretty much the update. This is taking a lot more yarn than I had anticipated. Also, the next time I see any granny square project, you guys, it takes so much time. Like, oh my god, all this crap. Like, oh, I think I'm crazy and then I just keep doing granny squares over and over and over. But it's so cute. Okay, guys, I just finished, hopefully, making all of my tan granny squares. I ended up making 33 instead of 29 because I wanted my sleeves to be 3 wide instead of just 2, because I thought that would be like too tight on my arms. So yeah, now I'm just gonna steam all of these. I already steamed my pumpkins, So I just have to steam all of these granny squares. Yuck. I need to do my nails. Okay. Yeah. And here's all my scraps. Wish me luck. Okay. Hi. Okay. I have been gone for 2 weeks. It's not gonna be any time for you guys. But yeah, I've been gone. I'm tired. I had a rough little morning. But it's okay. I made myself get up and do this. And this is where I left off. I've been testing, like sewing together all my strips, and it worked. I think it looks good. So basically, okay, my pumpkins and my regular granny squares, because I made this pattern on my own, this square is kind of weird. Because I made this pattern on my own, it's not like standard number of stitching or chains or whatever they're called on the outside, stitches. But I did make sure to make them the same size. I don't know if this is actually one of the ones I wanted to use because it's kind of weird. But I made them the same size because I was planning on using my sewing machine to sew them together. And it worked. There's some areas where like the tension is like a little off. Like you can see it pulls like a little bit. But I think once I put all the panels and everything together, it won't really show up that much when you're wearing it and everything. So I think it'll be fine. And like once you connect the other panels, it'll kind of like stretch it out a little bit. So I am gonna show you guys a little bit of me sewing it together. I started on the second one as well. I'm starting off on the front pieces, you know, like, wait. This is like technically the bottom, I guess, but I'm starting off on the front pieces. I did actually make a mistake. I made this one first, so you know it goes like this, and so I started making this one second, and I didn't really think that because it's on the opposite side, if you want it to match, it technically needs to be flipped. So like when I first started making this, I was making it the exact same way, and so it actually came out like this, you know, like the brown and the pumpkin, like. So I was like, when I put them together, it looked kind of weird, you know, it looked, I mean, for me personally, I wanted it to kind of be like inverse, like the same. So I like did these together and then sewed it all the way. I had to seam rip the whole thing, which was really tedious, and then flip it and line it back up. So that was a boo-boo. If you're doing this, don't do that. Make sure you're flipping. But I really, really need to get this done. It's been like a billion years. Okay, this is where I'm at right now. I finished the front 2 panels and I got the back all done. So I just have these laying over here when I'm ready to sew them together. I kind of realized that little original photo that I found on Pinterest only had the sleeves as 3 squares long. And I didn't really like that. I thought it was a little too short. So I'm adding another row. I had some extras of the white, but I'm gonna need to make 2 more browns. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that before I start sewing them all together, just so it can be 100% done. And then I'll start sewing all the panels together, and then I can work on the cuffs and the neck and everything like that. So yeah, don't mind the iPad. I'm an iPad kid, sorry. Okay, I went ahead and soaked my cardigan for about 15 minutes in some lukewarm to cool water. When I took it out, I made sure to gently press into it to try and get some of that excess water out. And then whenever you're done, you're just going to want to sandwich it between 2 towels and roll it up, making sure to press into it just a little bit to get some more water out of it. And then you're just gonna lay it out on your towel, or if you're a little more advanced than me and you have a nice some type of blocking mat or something, you're just gonna go ahead and lay it out and place it into the shape you want, maybe stretch it out a little bit, and you're just gonna leave that to air dry. Personally, I did flip mine eventually once the top got a little more dry, but that is personal preference. Hi guys, this is the finished look. I guess I'll just kind of do a little bit of a, I don't know what's on my mind. I like how it turned out. I think it's pretty cute. I definitely think I would style it different than this. This is just kind of what I came up with for right now. I did try it on with those overalls that I talked about in the beginning, but I didn't like it. But I still think that this is cute. I don't know, like, if there's something I could have done to maybe make it, like, bunch less, like, here and then in the back shoulder. Maybe I could have added another row. Like, I think you guys saw I did the front panels in just 2. Maybe if I did 3, and then, of course, added another around the back, it would have kind of hung over a little more and been like a little more loose. But it still, like, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. I just don't know if it looks awkward. Another thing, if you're making this, I don't know, this is just kind of, obviously I would have, I probably shouldn't have just made another regular square, but I already had these 2 extra ones made up, so I just threw them in there. But basically, I wanted to do a rundown of how exactly I constructed this. So you guys saw that I made the panels, but I sewed it together I did the front 2 panels, I connected them at the shoulder with the back, and then I did end up having to flip it inside out to do the sleeves. You know, like there's just no way that I could have done that without turning it inside out. So basically, once I connected the front and the back just by the shoulders, I went inside out and just sewed down the length. Yeah, and then for adding like the little armpit square, I do have like a little clip in the video where I showed you kind of what I was doing, but I did it wrong at first. You just kind of sew I'll probably explain it on the video instead of right here, so yeah. I think I like how it turned out. I like that I went with the tan, honestly. I think it makes like a nice little pattern. I'm wondering, you know, maybe let me know if you guys have any thoughts, but should I have done more pumpkins? What do you think? I think it's fine like this. And honestly, another thing, I really like how the ribbing turned out. I just think it looks really cute and clean. But yeah, I'm only wearing this headband right now because my bangs are gross, so. But yeah, I really liked it. I think it's cute. It's pretty like, obviously it's breathable because granny squares, but it's pretty like, it's a little hefty. But yeah, I think that about wraps up this video. I'm so sorry that it took like 3 weeks to get this out, but I had a lot going on, and I just wanted to say, I think I've already said it like 2 other times, but thank you guys for all the appreciation on my last video, the little tutorial for the pumpkins. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and maybe this will inspire you guys to create some cool fall projects. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!